Hi, welcome to Ray at the Movies, and welcome to my 31 days of Halloween. This is actually going to be, I filmed this last. This is not going to seem like it, of course, because of how I put everything in order, but this is the last and final episode that I've done just of me. William, there's 2 videos that me and my son are going to be doing, and I'm not going to say where in the lineup. You'll see. I've already pre-set everything to premiere every day, so I don't have to keep trying to run and upload it. So with that, let's go do Wes Craven's New Nightmare. It came out October 14th, 1994. Now I'm going to do a little bit differently. Normally I write down all the cast members, all the stuff they do, but this is kind of like a movie within a movie. So I'm going to do the actors that play themselves. And then of course they will play characters of that they're normally known for. So let's go into it. We got Heather Langenkamp, Wes Craven, Maureen Melinda, Robert Englund, Sam Ruman, Robert Shea, Tuesday Night, John Saxton. Now Tuesday Night doesn't have a speaking role in this. She's just in one scene. But now we're going to go into the actors who play characters. Michael Hughes, Dylan's New Nightmare, Pet Sematary, Kindergarten Cop, Spawn, Matt Winston, The Peacemaker, Halloween, H2O, 20 Years Later, Fight Club, The Core, Rob LaBelle, Jack Frost, What's Love Got to Do With It, Speechless, City Hall, David Newsom, Boys, Black Circle Boys, Rose Hill, A One-Time Thing, Tracy Middleton Dorff, Days of Our Lives, Mission Impossible 3, The Time Tunnel, Dying to Belong. Directed by Wes Craven, Scream 1 through 4, Swamp Thing, The People Under the Stairs, The Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2. Written by Wes Craven, The Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2, Pulse, My Soul to Take, Swamp Thing. Music by Peter Robinson, The Wraith, The Gate, The Believers, Return of the Living Dead 2. Now here goes the description, the story. Reality and fantasy meet in unsettling ways in this installment of the long-running horror series, which finds director Wes Craven and actors Heather Langenkamp and Robert Englund all betraying themselves. As Heather considers making another film with Wes Craven, her son Dylan falls under the spell of the iconic disfigured villain Freddy Krueger. Eventually, Langenkamp must confront Freddy's demonic spirit to save the soul of Dylan. It's nearing the 10th anniversary of a film, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and one of the stars, Heather Langenkamp, is being scared by a voice on a phone, sounding very familiar to the film's villain, Freddy Krueger. When Heather realizes that Freddy has now entered the real world, the only way to defeat him is to become Nancy Thompson once again. This is a fun film, first of all. I really like it. I saw this film in the theaters. I was a junior in high school when this came out, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was really different, and I like the fact that they ended the franchise the way they did. It was nice to have Wes Craven come back one more time to do a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And I really like, now there's a little bit of a reference. Okay, she's reading Hansel and Gretel to her son Dylan. Now pay attention, because that's going to come into play towards the movie, the end of the movie. So just kind of pay attention. So with that, let's go into the trivia. Shall we? We shall. In this film, Freddy is depicted much closer to what Wes Craven had originally intended for the character. Much more menacing, much less comical, with an updated attire and appearance. However, in 2015, before his death, he would admit he regretted changing his appearance and said, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it," which was why he kept Ghostface's mask the same in every Scream movie. I actually liked the new look. It helped make the movie different from the others. The television show appearance was inspired by a real encounter. According to Wes Craven, Robert Englund and I did an appearance together on public television in the San Francisco area. It was about whether this kind of movie was bad for children or not. There were parents in the audience and then kids. All the kids leaped to their feet and started chanting, "Freddy, Freddy, Freddy." I remember looking at the show's host and the parents, and they all looked horrified. Jesus Garcia, Rod from A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Tuesday Night, Kristen from A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Dream Master, and make an appearance as themselves in the funeral scene. Director Wes Craven had intended to ask Johnny Glenn from the first film as well, but he never worked up the courage to ask him. After the film's release, they ran into each other, and Craven asked Depp if he would have made an appearance in the movie. Depp said that he would have, and that Wes Craven should have asked him, because that is one of Johnny Depp's favorite characters. He helped launch his career. Nightmare on Elm Street was his first film. I might be wrong about that one, but he did help launch his career. In reality, Heather Langenkamp's real husband, David Leroy Anderson, is a special effects man as he is in the film. The film has no opening titles to blur the illusion of whether it is a film, documentary, or something else altogether. In the ending credits, Freddy Krueger is credited as himself, even though Robert Englund reprises the role. All of the earthquake sequences in the film were actually filmed 1 month prior to the Los Angeles quake of '94. The real earthquake struck only 2 weeks before the end of filming. Subsequently, a unit was sent out to the film drive-by footage of actual earthquake-damaged areas of the city before the end of filming. The cast and crew believed that the earthquake scenes that were filmed before the real quake struck were perhaps a bit overdone, but when viewed after the real quake hit, all were frightened by the realism of it. The basic premiere of the film, Freddy invading the real world and haunting the actors and crew responsible for the Nightmare on Elm Street, was originally intended to be used for a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors, inspired by the movie's return to Horror High, but the idea was rejected by the studio at the time. Before making the movie, Wes Craven watched all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films. By the time he was finished, he claimed that he could not follow the storyline at all. He further regards the sequels to be weak compared to the original masterpiece. Robert Englund has said this is his favorite movie of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, along with Freddy's makeup being his favorite look. It is my favorite look too. The bioengineered hand and glove that Freddy uses in this film, as opposed to the glove used in the prior films, is actually derived from the artwork of the theatrical poster and video box covers of A Nightmare on Elm Street. The working title for the film was A Nightmare on Elm Street 7, The Ascension. However, prior producer Robert Shea felt he didn't want the audience to see this as another tired sequel to the series, and wanted to stand on its own, so much that the trailers and TV plots never showed Freddy's face on the screen until after its release. At around 1 hour and 14 minutes, Heather is asked if she has a pass, to which she replies, "Screw your pass." This is taken directly from Nightmare on Elm Street 1. There was a scene in the script that depicted Robert Englund and Freddy's nightmare. The nightmare had Robert stuck in a spider web-like web, and Freddy was a giant spider, described as a giant black widow with a red symbol under the belly, having red and green stripes. This set was dropped because it didn't fit with the film's overall tone, but according to Englund, it was due to budget issues. I wish that scene was in there. That would have been cool. Okay. In the original draft, Wes Craven was originally supposed to be on the run from Freddy by riding around in a van driven by Michael Berryman, whom he directed in The Hills Have Eyes. Both were supposed to be sleep deprived, and Craven would have cut his eyelids while writing the script as he struggled to stay awake. Now, with that, Robert Englund says, by the way, that this is one of his favorite films out of the series. Of course, I know he liked the first one, but this is his favorite. This is my favorite too. I like the first one, but this is a good follow-up. I liked the third one being a continuation of the first one, with Heather Langenkamp's character coming back. But I like how they ended this. He directed the first one, and he ends the series with directing it. I give this movie 5 out of 5. I really liked it. It's a movie I go back and watch again and again. Heather Langenkamp is always good in these movies, and she's good in any other movie. The cast does a great job. And they really had to change how they acted, since they're supposed to be playing themselves. And I thought it was interesting that they interweaved real things that happened to each character. Like Heather Langenkamp really had a stalker who was stalking her. And she did marry a person who did special effects. So there you go. Well, with that, I'm out of here. You have a great rest of your day. And thank you for watching the 31 Days of Halloween series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did filming it. It was a struggle. I'm on vacation as of now. These 2 weeks, I've been on vacation for 2 weeks, and this is the first of my beginning of my second week. And I had to cram all these videos down to make sure I finish this. My son wants me to do it again next year. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to change it up. And I'm going to try to film a little bit more in advance than I did at this time. So with that, I'm out of here. Have a good rest of your day.